this cave. He immediately left. He didn't care much about it. So by the early 1930s, Johnny Higgins, he camped out right here. That's what this black residue is from. And he loved to make moonshine, but nobody said he was the best at making it. So it caused a lot of residents to go blind. And so an angry mob from Rapid City came down to come get him. Rumor has it he either went down this hole or he's just somewhere hanging out in this cave. So just keep a lookout for him.
Little holes and stuff?
Yeah.
And we got some moonshine in there.
Yeah, it's right here.
So there is quite a bit small areas where I can't talk to you guys all at once. So if you guys can't hear me or you have a question about it, feel free to ask in bigger rooms. When we go down smaller to this hallway down here, I'll talk pretty loud, but if you guys, again, if you can't hear it, just feel free to ask again. So right here, you guys will notice a lot of graffiti all through our cave. Right here it says back with a backwards B and an arrow pointing the way out. And then right under it says Grub. We don't know if the guy was named Grub and he just wanted to write his name, but in my best guess, he was probably just hungry.
Oh, it goes down forever down there. Can't really see.
So right here is an old-fashioned pack saddle. By the late 1930s, a guy named Dr. Morse, he's the guy who purchased this cave. He wanted to make this a tourist site. So what he did is he used his pack saddle, put meals on them, and that's how he made it the cement pathways all throughout our cave. So about 85 and 90% of this cave is all natural. That 10 to 15% is just with the railings, the lightings, and there's a little bit of traction on the floors as well.
Mm-hmm. Careful, sweetie. This is pretty. Just like water coming down. Watch your heads.
Well, I think you don't have to duck down because it's higher than me.
Yeah.
Yeah. Even though I'm pretty tall for 7. So do you guys know what spelunking means?
No.
So basically what spelunking is people would go into small areas, small holes all around the cave, kind of discover more formations, kind of explore and have fun with it. This spelunking tour in particular goes back about 500 feet, and then towards the end is just filled with mud flats. We do have a nickname called Weight Watchers just because it's 8 by 12 inches. So very flat and narrow.
Nope. This is like what we're walking through right now.
Look at this. I wonder if all of them, if you broke them open, would they be like? There's like another hole up there.
So right in this room is called the buffalo room. You guys will see this room again when we come back. They thought this little rock image looked like a buffalo laying down, and then the eye part would
I see it.
direct the way out. And then this is 47 to 52 degrees. It stays like that all year round, so it doesn't change much whether it's really hot or really cold. Some days it's pretty moderate, pretty clear. Some days it's foggy on the first level around here. And then other days you might feel a slight breeze, kind of varies on the outside where that gate is. And then we'll just go this way, just watch your head, and then right away to your right you'll see more graffiti.
What's the green stuff?
Just up ahead, I think. Pretty far up.
Gosh, it's really dark.
Probably limestone.
Maybe. What's the green stuff?
That's algae. So
Algae.
it's not another formation of anything. It's just created by the heating from the lights and then moisture as well in the field. We have about 85% precipitation in here.
Really, can you turn your flashlight burn on?
We do close or shut them all off towards the end of the day, but yeah. So they're on all day, and we turn them off. But so this chained off area was one of the original trails to get into the cave. Unfortunately, it did cave in, so we weren't able to open it back up. And then we do have a few different kind of formations here. This big bulky rock right here is called a 9-foot pseudomite. They basically act like stalactites, which grow from the top to the bottom. And these logomites act like stalagmites, which grow from the bottom up. Sometimes they do connect with pseudomites together. But these logomites, they're hollow on the inside and then crystal coating on the outside. Then we do have a very common type of crystal in here. So you guys see that thin layer of crystal you might have seen already along the walls. That's called calcite. It's really common in caves. We have a bunch of it in here. So in other caves, they might come in a variety of different colors, such as red, orange, yellow, green, you name it. Like, it's all around. And then you might see some thicker areas of it too. Sometimes they kind of create like a cool circle as well, with forming on those logomites as well. And then one random question, but do you guys like alligators? Yeah. There is one up ahead. Just don't touch it. Might be a little snappy. Has not been fed in a couple years. Okay.
When you say these grow, they grow from the inside also and get bigger inside, or what? Just the outside gets thicker, or what
So
happens?
they grow straight from the bottom here, and they kind of get taller, not necessarily wider. But pseudomites, they kind of do the same thing, like both. So they're all around the ceilings. They just kind of grow like a stalactite, which you guys will see later on. But it's just basically a big rock of limestone.
So they can connect if they're in the right positions
Mm-hmm.
to make a blockage.
Yeah.
Shelby's like the perfect height for here.
I am too.
Oh yeah, there's the alligator.
Where?
Right here.
Doesn't look like one.
Kinda.
Just got the deck out of here.
And this thing's still growing. This is cool.
You guys can sit on that rock too if you want. Oh, you can sit on the rock.
They're taking it for the wizard.
She's a stick and a three and a snake.
So if you guys wanted to, you guys can actually walk around the circle. If you want, you don't have to.
Going around?
Only thing is, you guys gotta go the same way.
Oh.
Or trying to squeeze through, it doesn't matter.
You wanna play that for 30 minutes? Is that all right?
Slippery, huh?
Where'd you go? Did you get lost?
Oh my gosh. It is slippery. I actually think my sandals had better traction than my tennis shoes.
You can touch that rock if you need.
Oh, I'm good. But it's like dust. Thank you.
You're not going up there.
Yeah.
Going up,
It's
so you'd be
slippery.
coming down fast.
In this little area, back then they used to have a club to get in this cave. At one point, Dr. Morris did call this cave Wildcat Cave just because animals did live down here at one point. And so just imagine the lighting in here wasn't there at the time. It's pitch dark all throughout the cave. So in order to get in the club, they bring you up here blindfolded. You run around here 3 times and try to escape in the next 24 hours with only 2 matches. And guess what happened? They quit doing it because a lot of people kept getting lost. So,
I'd be up for the challenge.
I'd be too.
But
If you
what's
guys-
the matches for if they're blindfolded?
So they don't know where they're at in the cave. So they bring you up here blindfolded.
Oh, okay.
You went.
Then you have it.
Yeah,
Okay. I
that's-
thought you meant like that stayed on during the.
Oh no.
I'm like, what's the matches for then?
Yeah. So I can show you guys what it's like with the lights off if you want to. And I hit some rose quartz. Basically, kind of acts like a little like flint. Kind of creates a little spark. If you guys want me to. So
Yeah.
Sure.
ready? 1, 2, 3. And then actually, if you put your hand in front of your face and wave it really fast, it emits light. Gotcha. So sorry if I got a little rock on you. Rose quartz is very like flimsy. So, but anyway, so if you're in the pitch dark for a little over 2 weeks, you actually lose motion in your eyes, like left, right. But if you're in here for more than a month, you actually go completely blind because the way you see is through sunlight. So there has been a couple incidents like that way back then, but not anymore, obviously. But I don't know why you stay in a cave that long, but it has happened. So yeah, fun fact.
Wow.
So if you guys are ready, we can head back this way.
Monkey?
underground. If we have a couple mathematicians in here, how many feet is in 68 meters?
How many feet is in knowledge?
How many feet are in 68 meters? If you can figure that out, that's how deep we go.
150.
Not quite.
Just almost 200.
No, we're going deeper into the cave.
Yeah, I saw that. I don't have one on mine either.
Huh?
Tour.
Yep. So we do call this a spirit room.
There's a
Basically,
toad.
a lot of rock formations form a different kind of animals.
Yeah.
And that's where a lot of kids like to use their imagination. So this is our Black Hills Caverns toad, sorry. And then we got a little frog right here with a baby on its back. Then a lot of kids have told me they've seen a worm, a unicorn, a giraffe, a shark, you name it. I haven't quite seen those yet. But if you are hungry, it is lunchtime. You guys take a bite out of this drumstick right here.
That looks like a seal.
Yeah, I see the seal too.
Wait, what's 6?
You're still doing the math, huh, kiddo?
204.
Yeah.
Sorry, she kept talking as I was doing the math, so I had to start over. It was 204.
I know.
Hey, at least I can do math in my head. I'm ready for Mr. Maz's math.
That's why you're in advanced math.
Found out it's 204.
So this is the split of the tour. If you guys aren't comfortable with the tour, I can make you guys go that way, which is about 5 to 7 minutes out. That will lead you to the buffalo room, and then I show you the way out, just a straight shot. So are you guys comfortable on going another 30 minutes this way?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
I think if this one had a choice, she would say no.
Didn't say no.
She did say no? Yeah. And then mine would probably ask for an hour or 2 extension.
Exactly.
Right? Where can we go that we're not supposed to?
Yeah, exactly.
I'm supposed to look for it.
There's like a wall of it.
Sometimes it pays to be short.
Right? Oh, that's so cool. Oh my gosh. Oh wow. I want to go that way.
Wait, the people you can put around them. Go to the island.
So the same way we're going down and the same way we're coming back up.
What was that other path that...
So that was a small room. With this big group, we can't necessarily all fit in it, but it's called the Helicite room, just another formation of the cave. It's really unexplained how it's formed because it forms like a stalactite, like it looks like a stalactite. Then it forms all this like popcorn bubbly sticks and bubbles with it too. And it's really cool. It's almost like if you take a plastic straw and then blow bubbles on it, that's kind of what it looks like. But unfortunately I can't show you guys that just because not everyone will fit in. It's pretty small. It's really, really small.
How far in is it?
Not very far. It's probably like a total of 15 feet in there.
Oh, okay.
So
Could we peek in it?
yeah, if you guys want, towards the end we can peek in and check it out if you guys want. You just probably have to take turns.
Yeah.
Going in there. So, all right. So
It
this-
looks kind of sparkly, so I'm like,
Yeah.
I want to go in there.
It's pretty cool. I mean, there's a little hole in there too that like has some burnt wood in it, so people like crawled in and like put a fire in there. Really
Oh,
sketchy
cool.
of me, but so anyway, this is called the Whirlpool Room back in 1972 with that massive flood. This is what caused the water to come down through here, making that whirlpool effect all the way down here. If you can see on the ceiling, it is very flat. That's where the water created that whirlpool effect. And then we have that common crystal called calcite, which is the ridges all along the limestone here. And then right over there, that was the original trail to go down to the second level of the cave. So instead of making the way down this way, we'd actually take tours that way. But unfortunately, it got caved in, so we weren't able to open it back up. And then we do have another formation called frost crystal. I'll explain a little bit more about it because you guys will see it more up close. But we do have two small sections about it, and it is very delicate. So, and kind of rare in some cases. In some caves, it doesn't have it in all of them. So, when we do go down the kind of the first flight of these stairs, right away to your right, you'll see a sign that says "Original Trail." Explorers using it going down to the second level, stuff like that. So you guys will see the actual original stairs too. But unfortunately, you probably could honestly like crawl through, but I don't think you guys want to really crawl through. So we'll just go the easy way around.
When's the last time you had a cave in?
Oh, that was probably like in the range of 70 to 80, in that range, because with the
Years
72,
ago?
huh?
70?
The year of 70.
Oh, okay.
70 to 80, because right now, like, we don't have a lot of rocks that like fall through or anything. But during the 72 flood, a lot of things collapsed, and nothing like over that time period, a couple things did, but nothing now as of I know today. So,
Okay.
and then just keep in mind,
That was going to
watch
be
your
my
head.
question.
Take your time.
Okay. This is going to the side you just went right.
I wish mine would pop. I've been hurting for like 5 hours. Waiting for the fluid to go away. Original. Oh, I can't see. Monkey, hurry up. Yeah.
We're kind of getting close to the bottom. When we go down another flight of stairs, that'll be the third level. So this right here is called the bottomless
Fine, I'm
pit.
with
It goes down 45 feet, takes a 90-degree angle, and then goes down another 30 feet. I also like to call it the expensive wishing well because there has been flashlights, phones, sunglasses, etc. down there. If you look close enough, you will see a pair of sunglasses and 2 flashlights. So actually, one of the flashlights is from our other tour guide. He's not the brightest star in the galaxy, so he was like, "Oh, guys, look at this," and he dropped it. So.
I see the sunglasses. See 'em? On the left.
I don't see him.
Right can't imagine my sight.
Don't drop your phone, Ireland. She just got it.
All those pictures would be fun.
So this is called dolomite. It's a very sandy type texture with it. It's basically made out of limestone and magnesium. So a little story, they thought this was a great idea to use it as a toothpaste. Turns out it's really bad for your enamel, so it started rotting their teeth. The thing that contradicts with it though is that it's actually preservative in Hershey's chocolate. So not this raw material itself goes straight into the process, or goes into the Hershey's, goes through a process. So I still eat chocolate every day. I don't care. Still like it. So yeah, feel free to touch it. It's just kind of really sandy base texture. So
Don't eat it, kids.
I've actually had kids that tried licking it. So.
Yeah, I know. That's why.
Yeah. And then just watch your head coming up here.
I just had to put that out there for all the children ahead. Right.
So hard to look at stuff and not touch. I know. It's just nature.
So you guys are 160 feet underground. This big crack is called a fissure. So the highest that anyone's ever been up here is about 40 feet. Then they realize the size of the surface is the size of a number 2 pencil. So Weight Watchers Part 2 right there. We do have another formation called popcorn wall. That's what this looks like. And if you actually smell it, it does smell like popcorn. Gotcha.
Smells like dirt.
So when you go to the fissure, you
She
guys
should wait for more of us to do that.
You were gonna smell it?
I did.
Yeah.
She said that way too quick. Yeah, I would have waited a lot longer and filmed people doing it. Yeah.
Walk sideways, Mom.
I have a backpack on. There is no walking sideways.
How long is the tour?
We've never been on
So you
it.
guys did drop 15 feet just to that walk through the fissure. Little story to this part. Dr. Morris, the guy who purchased this cave, he got really bored one day and started cementing a big pile of rocks right here. But while his wife was getting sick at that time, she wanted to be buried in a very unique spot. So rumor has it his wife is buried under here.
Wow.
And we are just hitting down to the 3rd level, so just keep in mind, watch your head and take your time going down here.
You guys can go ahead. Ready? Your eyes are closed that time. How far back does that go? Oh, not as far as I thought it was gonna go. What's down here? Oh, that's the staircase. picture when they're.
Could have worn these. These are better trash.
Yeah, we're good. I'm gonna take a photo when he's out of the picture. Oh my gosh. Watch your head, kiddo. Oh my gosh. This is so low. Is it?
So I went in at 8 and then got off at 11, so great for work. Yeah. It's easy being a senior though. That's how I can tell is, every day I get out 11, so pretty nice. Alright, so I did mention you guys will see some frost crystal up close. This is what it looks like on the ceiling here. Literally looks like frost crystal. Couple reasons why it's really delicate is because if you touch it, it disintegrates right away in your hand. Another reason, it grows 1 inch every 100 to 300 years based on the precipitation, the condensation, and stuff like that. The third level of the cave is pretty moist, more towards the first and second level, kind of more dry. It's more dense down here. Yeah, so we do have 2 small portions. They are kind of rare in a way, so they're not in all caves, but at one point I did used to run all along here through this little tunnel, but at one point, way before tours even started, teenagers would come down here and kind of just touch everything because of course they didn't know any better, so it did eventually die off, but if you look close enough in the crevices, they are still trying to grow, so.
They're not very pretty.
So if you guys
This is
can
really
guess,
cool.
this is the biggest room we have in the cave. So it kind of has 3 little levels, and then the 4th one down there is another spelunking tour. That one separates into 2 ways, one's longer than the other. The long tour is about 4 hours total, so 2 hours down, 2 hours back. The catch with that is that you have to crawl on your side for about 300 yards just to get on flat surface again. So if you guys want to do that, let me know. And then we also have a crack up here. So Belvin Ellis, he was a teenager at the time. He was down here with a group of his friends. Belvin Ellis was in and out all throughout this cave in his life. And so when he was up here, he actually fell here about 25 feet, breaking both his legs and knocking him unconscious at the same time. So knowing his friends, they weren't the brightest. They were kind of slow on integrity and stuff like that. So it took about 2 hours for their friends to find him, and then another 7 hours for them to get out of the cave. Luckily, he did survive, but that's just a small story about this cave. But we will head this way, and you guys will see stalactites and stalagmites.
I know, right?
So when you guys get a a better view, basically the formations we have here are stalactites and stalagmites. They're formed by calcite and flowstone. So right here, up on the ceiling, they're called stalactites, which grow from the top to the bottom. And then stalagmites are what grow from the bottom up. And sometimes they do connect and make little columns and pillars. So we do have a couple small ones right there. And if you went to Jewel Cave and other caves all around the Black Hills, there might be way bigger ones because we just have a small section of that. And then if you kind of look all along the ceiling here is that common crystal calcite. See more graffiti of 58. But then also right here is dead flowstone, so feel free to touch that. Just another formation we have in the cave.
Is it slimy or hard?
It's just wet from the water dripping on it, but it's pretty smooth.
Okay. Mm-hmm. Huh? Because I wanted to see if it was soft or not. And I knew it wasn't deep. Oh, it feels nice. Oh, it is soft. It's like glass.
Because if you went down there, you'd probably slide your butt. That wouldn't hurt. That would hurt.
So don't go down there.
Would prefer it. But this is the deepest part of the cave. There's two names for it: the explorer's room or the chapel room, because there has been a couple weddings held down there. And then we do call it the explorer's room because right up here on the ceiling is a bunch of mud splats. A group of teenagers got really bored, started throwing mud up there. Then they eventually left. Then a group of college students, actually from School of Mines here, they came down here, kind of want to check things out, and they thought this was another formation of something. So they called a geologist to sample it. Then after a few weeks, the geologist called them back up and then said, "Congratulations, you discovered mud." So they didn't get much out of that either. But on the map, if you guys were kind of standing right there and looked up on the ceiling, there'd actually literally be a hole in the ceiling. That's like the only thing that's there. Nothing too fancy, but when we go up the stairs, you'll see it. You'll be on top of it looking down at the aisle. And then when we go up here, to your left, there'll be a sign that says River of Ages. Basically, that's more flowstone, but it flows through, kind of making a waterfall with ribbons in it. And then it also gets its name because it takes thousands of years for it to form like that as well, especially how big it is.
Is it okay to take your picture?
Yeah. Yeah. Alright, so we are going to make our way back up this way.
It takes thousands of years to make that stuff.
Back to that one area again. Careful. No, go ahead. Just focus. No, they're not. Yeah, they are. They're graded. They're like spiked. That's like a foot of a giant. You and your phone. Bigfoot's foot. It was a 1 foot giant. Oh, there's the second foot. His strides are a little bit longer than ours. We're the rebels. Yeah. Watch out for those feet. They come out of nowhere.
Alright, so we are trying to make our way back up, so just keep in mind, watch your head, take your time coming up the stairs.
Yeah, you tripped.
Ireland, is your nose cold?
Yep.
No, mine is.
Oh, I suppose it's not. My nose is running. I have to go catch it.
You caught your nose.
No, I was just using your jacket to wipe my nose off.
Oh, you were?
No. Smile, Shelby. Smile, monkey. No, I'm gonna get up there by the lid. I can't even see you. And it looks like you're not even wearing pants. Okay, go. All I see is a butt.
And so when we go through the features, try to touch the right side.
There.
Marilyn, you can stand normal, please.
And then just watch your head coming down here. Come on.
They don't like talking about that one. It was recently.
Exactly.
It might prohibit their cave tour.
And we do have all the information that we found in here all underneath. your head coming through here.
Oh, this is at 7.
That's where people lose their phones. I didn't see any of it.
So we're just about to hit the whirlpool room, so we're kind of halfway there. Just keep in mind, watch your head coming up here. And then if you look to the left, that's the original trail if you haven't seen it yet.
Look to your left, it flaps in.
I can't see it that way.
Good news for you guys. This is the last set of stairs in the cave to go up. You kind of gotta go down some small ones, but not that bad. Then you got the ones outside.
Ready?
We do have one rare bat on occasion that comes through here. It's called the dingle bat, and it's right there.
Are you the dingleback?
Did you actually think there's a bat? No.
We have to fly out somewhere. We have to be able to fly out. She said there was. Yeah.
We're almost done.
So I take it we don't go to that room. That one room?
Did we pass it?
Yeah. I think so. Oh, maybe not.
So we are now going to take the short tour, which will take about 5 to 7 minutes.
Yeah, we passed it.
What's that?
And if you guys wanted to step up there too, just kind of fit everyone in, you guys can do that. Have you got everyone?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Alright. Alright, so this right here is called the solution cavity. Basically, all our air comes through here, about 90% of it. So it goes through all 3 levels of the cave, so we never have a problem with the oxygen level or anything like that. We also like to call it the mouth of the cave because if you look far enough back, it looks like the uvula and tonsils. And then we do have more graffiti right over here as well. Year of 37 and then a couple teenagers.
Oh.
Yeah. No, not like, no.
All these calcite crystals all along here. Kind of has a rose court pink to it. And we are back at the buffalo room. So the way out would be this way.